Alright everyone, welcome back to Herodotus Learning, where we look at relics of the past and sometimes video games and movies. So today I want to talk about something special that I've been really looking forward to. Ghost of Tsushima seems like it's going to be an amazing game. How often do we ever get a game set in Japan where you get to play as a samurai? I mean, we have plenty of games where we play as like Vikings or knights, but we don't have that many playing as a samurai, so I think this is really cool. So the purpose of today's video is just to talk about some of the background history of this video game and how accurate is this game going to be. Is this game meant to be historically accurate, or is it inspired by historical events? So that's what we're going to look at today. The game mainly takes place during the Mongol invasion of Japan. Now, Japan used to be all alone. It didn't want any visitors from the outside, and it rarely got any. That was until the Mongols under Kublai Khan decided to show up. As Kublai Khan was vastly expanding his empire across China, parts of Europe, near India, or southern parts of Russia, we had his next goal, Japan. And he began sending people there to ask for tributes, to have them surrender to his mighty empire. And Japan, being the tiny island that it was, with fewer numbers, refused. This angered Kublai Khan, and he sent in a massive force to invade the island of Japan, to bring it under its knees, to have it submit to the Mongol Empire. Japan, however, was not having it, and was going to put up a good fight against them. Next, let's look at some of this weaponry that we have here. So, by the looks of everything that we've seen in the trailers, the katana is going to play a huge role as our primary weapon. I was hoping we could see more other weapons such as the naginata, which is a long spear with a long blade at the tip. It's really effective in battle. Looks like we have a short blade here that we use for assassinations, as the game calls it. Looks like that's just the tanto blade. That was usually a blade that samurais would use to cut open their stomachs with. So for example, they would perform harakiri. Looks like the Japanese longbow is going to be one of our special weapons that we get to use for range. We're also given a grappling hook, but that's mainly for fun video game stuff, for, some platforming. Same thing with the aerial attacks. Video games love to think that those are very effective, but what is the point? Someone has a spear and they see that you're jumping on top of them, they're going to spear you. I should maybe do a video one day on why aerial attacks are not effective. But back to the point, looks like a lot of these weapons that we see here are going to be very fun and very accurate. Now, as that kind of leads us to our next topic, which is the combat. So unlike other games that we see that involve swords, so for example, the Assassin's Creed games, usually whenever you hit someone, it feels like everyone's just a sponge and they're going to take all this damage. In Ghost of Tsushima, however, everything seems like every swing you hit seems like it's going to takes a lot of damage. You hit someone with that katana, it actually looks like it did damage on them, which I have to really applaud, that they gave us some realistic sword fighting. And speaking of realistic sword fighting, the way you move your katana in the game looks exactly and is excellently portrayed how every samurai warrior used to swing their sword around, which I highly appreciate. But look at some of these architectures that you see here. Some of these buildings here are very, very, very close to how all these buildings back then would have been in this time around the 13th century in Japan. You see a lot of beautiful landmarks. I like how everything is just so over exaggerated here, with the wind blowing everything, meant to make it look like some sort of Japanese painting. And the photo mode on this game is going to be phenomenal. I can only imagine how many great stills are going to come out from people just sharing them on Twitter or everywhere else. As for our main character, he is not based off of anyone that I can find. It looks like this is mainly inspired, as for the beginning of the game, seems like inspired on Kublai Khan's invasion of Japan. And from there, it gives you some random samurai warrior who has to go on an adventure. And that's what the game looks like. It looks like it's using a historical aspect in the past to create an environment that we're going to be playing in. And this is a great example of something that's inspired by history, something that is historical fiction. And I'm excited to play this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, make sure to subscribe to our channel so we can put out more content like this. And we'll see you guys next time. Keep on learning. We'll see you soon.